It's Tim Woody time, y'all. Welcome, one and all, to the Trust Me When I Tell You podcast. We are broadcasting to you from across these contiguous United States of America. On behalf of Huff, Nails, Cal, and myself, Little Marty, we invite you to sit back, relax, and embrace your inner pioneer. 35 minutes long podcast. Take it away, man. Woo, woo.
And we are continuously appreciative that y'all continue to listen to another episode of the Trust Me When I Tell You podcast. And remember to follow us on Twitter at TrustWhen, on Instagram at Trust Me When I Tell You, and on YouTube at YouTube/Trust Me When I Tell You. And I see you guys are enjoying the new clips that are out there. Roll call to the sponsors. Roll call to the Tim Woody crew. How's it, Dan?
Nerd alert. We're podcasting on a Friday night. I'm here for it. I love it. I'm doing great.
Well, we had to clear our social calendars because we're so busy, but we did make time. So roll call Friday night in the podcast studio. How's it, Matt?
Yeah, this one caught me off guard as well. I was half tempted to claim too inebriated to jump on and just start drinking early, but thankfully I had to work until about 45 minutes before we got on, so sober as a judge.
Well, we appreciate you taking time to do this and taking a break from all the meetings with other future podcasters out there. So we'll get into that shortly, but the best dressed of the bunch this evening, ladies and gentlemen, you got to watch the clips because we're in my favorite outfit of the night. How's it, Kyle?
Oh, it's going fantastic. Thanks for asking. Doing well. Looking forward to knocking the dust off this new platform and kicking ass today. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. I'm glad you mentioned the new platform. So, Dan, who's this evening's episode brought to us by?
This evening, we are brought to you by Riverside.fm. So, if you've got a podcast and use Zoom to do your recordings, well, we're here to tell you, stop and sign up with Riverside.fm, the leading podcast and video creation platform that's changing the game on how creators record content. Riverside.fm allows you to record studio quality audio and up to 4K video on their platform. Even if you've got a guest that's 1,000 miles away hanging out on the Golden Gate Bridge in sunny California or in the beaches of Miami, Florida, Riverside.fm will make it sound like they're sitting in the same room as you. So once your content is finished recording, you can easily grab clips, share it across all of your social media channels. So if you are looking to go from zero to hero for all your recording needs, whether it be podcasting or webinars, you need to be using Riverside.fm. So be like us. Sign up today so you can focus on your content and leave the quality to the team at Riverside.fm. When you listen to this episode, probably on, we'll call it February 1st, this promo code is going to be live. Go to Riverside.fm. When you sign up, use promo code SHIPIT. That's SHIPIT. Receive a 30% discount on your first 3 months of your subscription. Talk about a freaking deal. Riverside.fm.
Riverside, we know you. We love you, whether you're across these contiguous United States. Let's use this platform, baby, because we are rocking it. We are loving it. It's the newest, hottest toy that we have in our tool shed. And Placo, have I ever looked or sounded better in my entire life?
I can't say that you have. It's amazing.
He's speechless.
How these filters work.
It's fantastic. It's so fantastic that I can't tell you how fantastic it actually is. Right, Kyle?
And got to say, I'm a public school kid, but I think that makes 5 tools in our tool shed.
Roll call, big tool. Let's do this. Oh my God, boys! I'm going to tell you,
Big
we
tool
were
energy.
yeah, big tool energy in the house for sure. We were talking about earlier how awesome it would be, and Kyle came up with a really cool idea that we're gonna now that we're doing a Friday night podcast, we're gonna really put this thing to the test here in this next month as we are getting down and dirty into the business. We're gonna do a tailgate episode where we're gonna podcast first thing in the morning to start our days off right. So
Oh, I'm in. That'll be. We can have bonus episodes throughout the week. That'll be good.
We absolutely can. But when Kyle brought that up to me, I'm like, I think the boys will be into this. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm thinking.
Do you think the guys will like drinking and talking to each other? I'm not sure. We'll have to run it past them.
Matt, what have you always told me about being drunk all day?
Can't be drunk all day if you don't start early. Now, just as the lone person over on the close to the left coast, although we are currently mountain time, can we get this locked in before the time change rolls around and we shift back over to Pacific time? So I'm 3 hours ahead or behind you guys. So when you start tailgating at, we'll call it 7 a.m., it's a crisp 4 a.m. over here, because that may be a tough nut to crack.
You're a goddamn professional. What are you worried about, Placo?
And I've seen your antics on race day and other days of importance. I know that Kegs and Eggs was started about 3:00 at the Placo household, so I have no question that you would answer the bell.
No, I'm not questioning whether or not I'll be able to make it happen. I just need a little bit of notice to get my beauty sleep ahead of time.
Let's be honest. You know this guy ain't answering the bell early. I mean, I'm working till 2 a.m. every night. I'm not getting up 2 hours later to. Well, then again, we got to put our priorities in check. So we do for sure. Speaking of priorities, as one thing that always happens with us is that our worlds of Twitter, Instagram, all social media turns into one giant tornado where we're all circling the same things. Matt, I got to ask you something.
Yeah,
I know Kyle knows because he blew me something awesome this morning, and it was fantastic. And I'll circle back to it in a minute.
I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.
Hashtag souvenir.
That's another hard word to spell.
Roll call to our listeners up in the Northeast on that one.
Did you see they're about to get 4 feet of snow? That is unbelievable.
Really?
I don't mean to hijack your
Fuck
story.
off,
I'm sorry, but I meant to bring it up. But you said, "Oh man,
No,
houses
I
are going
keep
to
seeing
collapse."
Kentucky shut down because they got 3 or 4 inches too. You guys
Dude,
saw Daddy Source Flex saying that it took him 4 hours to get some.
I saw that one from Lexington to Louisville or something.
5
Like
hours of snow.
Well,
I tried so hard not to say, why didn't you just click it on autopilot? Come on. You know, the
Well, as
Tesla
you guys
can
know,
drive through
that
snow.
whole city is highways on bridges. So if it gets cold and snows there, good night, Los Angeles. I lost a fucking Nissan Frontier truck in that godforsaken city.
Well, I could have used a Tesla in my final, or when we were talking about the Final Four, throwing up all over myself, having the old autopilot on. Could have just put a bucket in there and it'd been fine.
Either that or Placo in the car with you.
Dude, can you imagine getting at in the first episode of season 2 when I was talking about getting out of DUIs because cops aren't pulling anyone over and smelling like hand sanitizer? Can you imagine just fucking getting pulled over autopilot in fucking the Tesla? Like, dude, I'm shit faced, but this thing's driving me home, so fuck off.
Did you ever hear the story? Did you ever hear the story about the guy who was driving a camper and he put it in cruise control and then went and started cooking a turkey and then crashed his fucking car crashed the RV? And his defense was it said cruise control and he thought it was fucking autopilot. It's like, how dumb? Did this happen in fucking Tennessee? Come on, you know? That's another thing.
Deep into making the turkey was it too? That's
people.
my question, right?
Yeah. I may have made he was cooking something. He went to cook something. I just threw turkey in there for the effect. But
dude, the visual of cooking a turkey in a camper is fantastic. First of all,
yeah, that's got a baby turkey. It wasn't like the turkey we stole from the grocery store at the Eagles. That was a big mother.
Because it was being cooked.
Cornish game hens.
Yeah, game right.
Yeah,
also
3 or 4 of them. Man.
Speaking of last week's episode, I'm feeling a whole lot better about this because when we got done recording, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get so many calls like, you fucking turd ball. Not one call. So either nobody I know has listened to that thing, but I'm feeling good that nobody's like, you fucking scumbag.
To be fair,
Indiana. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
I did ask the Diesel. She listened to the pod, I believe, on last night, maybe 2 nights ago. And I asked her if she made it all the way through, and she said yes. I go, do you think of Dan differently, having listened to that episode? Do you feel like you've lost some respect for Dan? And without missing a beat, her response back was, "What makes you think I had any respect for Dan in the first place?"
That's why I love her. That's why I love her.
That's a very, very fair point. But
And, you know,
I
into her-
for a fact you like Dan. I know.
And
I
to,
like
and
Dan.
to,
It
and
was
to her
fun.
point,
They're
that's
all
most
funny.
people in my life.
Follow up question: in no particular order, do you think Placo's sister and or Abby Malloy has listened to the episode? Because I'm really more concerned about either of them.
Well, I
and their
guarantee you, Abby
opinions
hasn't,
more than Courtney.
because Abby doesn't know any of those stories, especially the puking on yourself while you're driving. And again,
I got to think she hates that one the worst. Don't you guys agree? She has to hate that one the worst.
Oh yeah, she'll be furious with that one. The Christmas presents one, she won't be mad. She'll be quote unquote disappointed, which that's even worse than being
way worse.
Yeah.
Way worse.
That was like the time I got caught smoking pot in college. My coach drove me fucking home to tell them I got suspended for all these games, right? And I'm like, just yell. She's like, I'm just disappointed. My dad goes, how often are you doing? I go, it was just once, and I didn't even inhale.
Says the guy wearing the Reagan Bush 84
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah, the wrong office on your shirt for that one.
Yeah, I think my wife was disappointed like that when she found out I was smoking a cigar in my truck too. So I know what it feels like. It's all good.
In the truck, in the garage.
Well, the good news
With
is
a cookie.
Yeah,
the
and Cheez-Its.
The cookie washed away the smell. It was totally fine. And maybe the guff of calf tattooation. God, you
It's a
guys.
culmination of things.
Oh, you guys are so good. But so what I wanted to ask you, Matt, and I'm glad we cleared all the business out of the way because there's going to be more business follow-ups on this because although we went an hour and 50 minutes, I feel like a lot of us had a lot of other things to add. Like Flacco, I feel like you had some things you thought of during the way that we didn't even get into during the episode that triggered some good memories from you. But I wanted to ask you, are you familiar what a thirst trap Thursday is?
I don't know what a thirst trap Thursday is. I'm familiar with the term thirst trap only
Okay,
because I have spent a lot of time down the TikTok rabbit hole since my one child has been posting things on TikTok. So just as a function of policing her, I jumped on the TikToks just to see what it was all about, to follow her and make sure she wasn't putting anything inappropriate out there. And she's very creative, but nothing inappropriate. But holy Lord, some of the stuff that I've seen on there, and they would 100% be defined as thirst traps. Just girls that really like attention, that don't really like wearing a lot of clothes, that think they can dance, but really can't, and just tear it up anyway. There are definitely some what you would call thirst traps on TikTok. I wasn't aware that it was singled out to just Thursdays, though.
So is it them that is thirsty, or is it the viewer that's thirsty?
Oh, they're thirsty. They're thirsting for the attention.
Yes, I believe it cuts both ways. The terminology refers to them thirsting for the attention, but also trying to make the viewer thirsty for them.
Also thirsty.
At the same
So it's more like a contiguous thirst.
Yes. That's
And you know what?
very
The
succinct way of
best
putting it.
the best part about those thirst trap pictures and videos, these people, my favorite thing about it is as soon as I see one, you see there's like 150 comments, and that's like my favorite thing on social media is read. Like, look at all these nerds. Like you've got a chance with this broad, Derek from fucking Iowa. You know what I mean? Like, you've got no teeth, you're 700 pounds, and your beard is down to your belly button. She ain't going for you, buddy. And his comment is like, with the things I would do to you, brother, you can't even find it.
Creepy. Yes, it is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like,
Wish
come
you
on,
were
guys.
my neighbor.
But so it's funny. Once again, the vortex. When Kyle sent it to me, because I didn't comment because I wanted to wait to talk about it tonight because I didn't comment because it was such a great fucking posting that Kyle put out there. Is that the thirsty thing just reminds me of the fucking car horn. Is all I can think of, and that's why I thought Kyle was pimping me. But then again, like Kyle and I only have the same Twitter because we only text each other all the same screenshots of the same posts that make us laugh. And it's like, oh yeah, we just share the same feed, only see the same shit. But yeah, so I thought it was the Dan Malloy honking the horn. You're already thirsty?
Did we lose Washer?
He's taking a break. He had to take
I
his
think he's
ball.
currently on TikTok checking out the thirst trap.
Yeah, he's downloading TikTok right now. Is what he's doing.
Yeah, he is.
Niels, you're on TikTok, right?
I
'Cause
do
you've
have.
said
I've
some-
never made a TikTok, but I do have TikTok. Yeah.
Right. Same. I've never posted.
And for
anything.
whatever reason, I have like 40 followers.
Same. I've got a bunch of followers, but I've never posted anything, and I don't plan on ever posting anything.
Well, I don't know
unless
how
it's
to.
really annoy the kids.
I'm intimidated by trying to post something too.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm not going to post something just to get a 3 likes and that's it. But
That's not.
I have
good
a
for
cousin
you,
that posts on there all the time that has thousands of followers and all that stuff. Harlow actually has a frightening number of followers.
What's
Her
the number?
TikToks that she
What's
posts.
the number?
Last time I looked, it was north of 300.
Oh,
which
that's
to me-
nothing.
Well, to me,
I was
for
talking.
a-
Go ahead.
for a kid her age, I don't know that she actually knows 300 people. So just
Well,
law of
doing
averages.
she's doing some good stuff then, right?
Some of
And
those
she's funny
300
and
are
creative
creeps.
too, though.
Well, she does a lot of cosplay stuff. She's into anime and cosplay, so it's a lot of putting these, outfits, these costumes on, these wigs, and then it's basically like lip syncing karaoke.
God, all I can think of is Silence of the Lambs when you said that.
Hoffman, you should download TikTok just to go scroll through the videos.
Nope. I'm
You-
scared enough
Oh,
about the borders and.
Oh, I'm telling you,
I
dude,
can't-
you'll
I can't get my
love it.
Chinese in my phone all the way. Oh, well, I know that, but also, by the way, I don't have Facebook for the same reason, right?
Well, me and you could be friends on Facebook.
Well, no, I don't have it because I literally. It's bad enough with me on Twitter. Can you imagine if I had other outlets besides that? I mean, you guys see how.
Yeah, but if
Contiguous
you did that,
guys.
you would your time on Twitter would lessen though. Like you would not had the amount of time on social media wouldn't change. You would just be going from outlet to outlet.
Correct.
Yeah, but
and you,
so
you
I
love
told
to
you-
you love to bust my stones about me treating Twitter as a spectator sport, about just watching everything going on and not necessarily jumping in. That is 100% all that TikTok is. It's just lazy spectator. Look at these idiots, putting recipes up or doing stupid skits. Or
I do like the
dancing.
recipes on TikTok though.
Recipes are great. I see.
Oh my
those all the
goodness
time.
gracious, yes.
So I have 5 TikTok skits already, like in my arsenal, that I can't believe I didn't do one with you, Matt. That it was just gonna be for Kyle. Was doing the fucking ain't no hollow back girl like in your house when we're making animals. Like I thought would have been awesome. And then didn't do like there was like 10 things I thought of when I landed. I'm like, oh fuck, I wanted to do all these things with Matt. And like now I want to call him and tell him like, here's all the things I totally forgot I wanted to do with you. Like we were together. But that was
I was just too excited to see you.
I was just too much of a fucking Austin buzzkill to do any of the fun stuff. So oh my god, this is great. That dude, Nails, I told you earlier, like we got to pick out what models of computers we're getting, like on the Timway account, like when we start, start bringing in all the bacon. So
Well, think about it. As
Is
of when this episode airs, technically we will be professional podcasters.
no more amateur status. Speaking of which, not only will the amateur status of a lot of athletes be broken a couple of days later, so you two
Oh, yeah.
in particular,
Dude,
have
I'm
to
so
get
pumped.
super stoked.
But I'm also a little worried because the Omicron, it sounds like it's going to be like I was watching the news today and it was like one of the rules is like if you're driving to the stadium or if you're wherever you're going and you see like one of your teammates' bus broken down on the side of the road, you aren't allowed to stop and help them because that breaks the bubble rule. And I'm like, there's no way. Like these Olympics are going to get canceled. There's no way. And I'm not going to be able to see the U.S. men's defend their curling title, which is going to make me furious because I am all in it for the curling. But
We know it.
same question I
And-
posed to you, Matt Placco. Like, if you had to be like drafted into the sport in Winter Olympics, which one you doing?
Curling for sure. I mean, there's
Dude,
not
right?
even- That's I feel like I'm built to work one of those brooms or do something, and then just motor down the alley and then crack a beer,
Drink a beer.
at the other end. Right.
Dude, I
Speaking of
really
my
feel
baby.
like to you motoring down the alley, I really feel like that is when we would see you put forth the most physical assertion that we've ever seen.
And he would probably be the best curler out of all of us.
Oh, no doubt.
I'd have
No
to get a lot of
diggity.
stretching in because those guys get pretty deep in that.
Have
that
to get a lot
lunge.
of stretching in.
I'd have to really work the hips, work the groin, and make sure that I can get down and get the full extension.
Dude, speaking of working the hips and working the groin and basically working everything else, did you guys see those pictures of Coach Greg that I sent you? What
Dude,
the
that son of a
fuck,
bitch.
dude?
That son of a bitch.
Dude,
So
what the fuck?
you know how I found him? I was just scrolling through Facebook, and it was an ad for V-Shred, and I'm like, this guy looks like fucking Greg. And I'm like, that is fucking Greg. And that's why I took the screenshot and sent it to you guys. And then I sent him the screenshot. I go, dude, you're on the advertisement for fucking V-Shred on Facebook. I go, how is that thing, you know? And he sent me like all those pictures. And I'm like, how much did that V-Shred program cost? He's like, I don't know. I was like, I forgot how much money it cost. And then he's like, this was my 7 month progress. I go, it took you 7 months to do this? I go, you're not even fat. Like, you put a shirt on this guy and a button up, you're like, look, that's easy, because he's a good looking guy, right? But he's real tall, he's real slender. I'm like, what made you want to have to do V-Shred? He's like, I just didn't like the way I looked. I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
I've been to a million bars with this man, and he's pulled a zillion.
Buddy.
Go on.
No, buddy, I know. Like, I'm cutting you off because I don't want. Let's not finish that.
That's why I said go on.
Yeah.
That's why. So I said go on.
So, Greg, we have a picture of Greg and me in Mexico in the second week of March, like 3 days before the world shut down, and we're drinking those fucking banana monkey drinks or whatever they're called in the fucking pool. And like, he like looked at these pictures like, this is disgusting. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. He goes, no, look at me. I go,
And you're like, how do you think I feel?
What I've been talking about, like, where nobody pays attention to anyone else in the picture besides themselves. I'm like, dude, you see the fucking fat hairy whale like sitting right next to you drinking drinks with you?
Do you see the guy taking up the whole picture?
Yeah. No, I just see that dude is not super fucking jacked. But so I'm texting him that, and Bella goes, Mr. Weir now looks better than Thor. So if Greg's head wasn't big before, when fucking Bella told him that, he was pretty.
Dude, that guy is he's such a freaking machine. Like, he's got good genes. Like, and when I was talking to him about the program, I'm like, well, I'm not going on like some strict freaking diet. Like, I had a little mishap today on the treadmill. I was running. I was going to do 5 miles, and I got to 4.8. And I went to go change the song on my phone. What's that?
Cut your finger? You have to cut your finger off like me last year?
No. That's a treadmill, not him. And I go to get my phone to change the song, right? So I was at 4.8 miles, and I was going to crank it up to finish the run up. And I shocked myself, and it hurt. It's one of those shocks where you could see the spark. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
And then the treadmill just shuts down. And I don't know if you've been on a treadmill that's not powered on. It's hard to move that. Was that tread, I guess it's called? What's that fucking conveyor belt or whatnot?
I call it the mill, but yeah.
Yeah. The mill shuts down. So I went straight over the top of my treadmill. I'm lucky that I have teeth because my face hit the fucking concrete wall of my basement.
Are you serious?
Yes.
The Roman chair
it was
didn't break
bad.
your fall?
What's that?
Bro.
The Roman chair didn't break your fall?
The Roman chair is on the other side of the Buff Center.
Wow.
But yeah, I ran basically over the rail, over the display unit console or whatnot into the wall because I was flying. I was probably doing like 7.6. I mean, I was cooking at the end of this run, and then the thing shut down. And I'm like, God damn it, Greg, wearing your V-Shred. I know you weren't running a treadmill. Here I am, almost breaking my face in half, losing teeth. But here I am,
Dude, you're
Friday
not
night.
going to convince me if I could exercise with these stories.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I probably should bring this. I should bring this up, and you're going to bring it up like you're always getting hurt when you're working out, always. And I tweaked my calf too.
Yeah. My fucking hamstring.
So again, I'm
broke.
playing hurt.
Rowing machine that I fucking threw my shoulder out. No, did I tell you guys
Not
about the
injured,
time I knocked my
but hurt.
teeth out when I went ass over tit over the front of the treadmill?
Once again, this is the fourth episode I'm on that
I've.
This is my Brian song. I'm playing hurt again.
Dude, I'm going to tell you about playing hurt is awesome, but I'm going to tell you about one workout program that I know everybody on the Trust Me When I Tell You podcast can get down with. the Winston Churchill program. You guys ready for this? I've been wanting to
waiting
talk
for
about
it.
this for weeks since I heard this. Do you guys know? Are you guys familiar with this at all?
No, I know the man.
I know that he was a legendary drinker and smoker. I didn't know that there was a workout named after him or a habitual behavior. I know that he is legendary for his drinking at breakfast and lunch and dinner, but I really don't know much about the specifics.
So I love it that you kind of qualified this. Yeah, I saw that you qualified this as a workout. That this is good enough. This is enough exercise for me. So I heard this. So I got to plug it. So I heard this on Two Bears, and I wanted to bring it up because I knew this is something that you guys would have good feelings about. Because the segue from Nails in the Buff Center to Greg Weir shredded AF to Winston Churchill Day, like, welcome to Flacco and Miles world right here. All right. So Winston Churchill Day starts with first whiskey at 9 a.m. First cigar and another whiskey at 11 a.m. An optional walk around the neighborhood. And it's legendary because Winston Churchill believed that you shouldn't get out of bed right away. Like, you sit in bed and read and do other stuff. So at 9 a.m., the first whiskey still hasn't left bed. First cigar and another whiskey by 11 a.m. So that's the kind of workout that I know that Trust Me, I Tell You could be down with. So before 11 a.m., we're not even out of bed. We've already had 2 whiskeys and a cigar. So that takes you, if you do take the optional walk around the neighborhood, that takes you to 1 p.m., lunch and champagne. So as I was looking this up, Winston Churchill is credited with drinking over 42,000 bottles of champagne in his lifetime, which is, once again, another workout regime I can get down with. All right, so after 1 p.m. lunch and champagne, we're taking a little bit of a break. We're going to 3 p.m. That's when you have another whiskey. And at 4 p.m., shot of cognac. We can only hope it's
Daniels.
Gotta be the
at
VS.
This point,
VS.
At this point, we're 5 drinks in at 3 p.m. and one of the drinks being, I'm sure, the bottle of champagne to himself. 5 p.m., another whiskey. After 5 p.m., I love this in parentheses, it's an optional nap, which if I took an optional nap at 5 p.m. after 7 drinks, I'm not waking up from said optional nap until 9 a.m. to drink more whiskey in bed the next day. 6 p.m., dinner and more champagne. Post-dinner, second cigar, and drink whatever you'd like.
Is that in the garage?
Feel free to drink in between or to switch out to your desired drink. And by the way, come up with a personal goal. Like finish the bottle, remember the night, don't puke. Come up with a rousing speech. How awesome. Flacco, I told you I found a workout regime for us. Winston Churchill.
I think that's tailor-made for us. My only question is follow-up to the Coach Weir speak, or Coach Greg speak, when Bella said that he looked like Thor. Did she follow it up with Mr. Matt looks like Winston Churchill because he's fat and drunk all the time?
No, she didn't, but she did say my favorite Halloween costume of all time is Mr. Flacco dressed up as Matt. You did get credit there. There was.
She said your breath smells like his.
Yeah, right.
Maybe Coach Greg and I can go to a couples party as before and after Thor.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We should do something like that when we go to Seattle. Try to figure out that just walk the streets of Seattle and see if people call it out.
You walk with Coach Greg and I'll walk with Bicey if he's skinny again. If not, he can be the after also.
Although Bicey, hey, shout out Dave. You're looking more like me up top, if you know what I'm saying there, guy. So a lot less like Kyle, if you know what I mean. But yeah, dude, the Coach Greg, the fucking Winston Churchill that. So have you guys ever heard that? Because I heard that there, and then I did research because I forget, like when The Darkest Hour came out, I remember kind of getting a little bit obsessed with like what an obsessive drinker and smoker he was. But like Mad Men and Peaky Blinders and all that stuff, like I just think that we were all meant to be living in a different era, if you know what I mean. That's pretty somebody. You know what I mean?
When it was socially acceptable to be drunk all day long, yes, I believe we were born a little late.
Well, it's like my old saying, just with no planning whatsoever and a little bit of effort, you too can run a whole country during World War II.
Fair enough. Totally.
And didn't I remember hearing this story? I know that there's an establishment in Canton, Ohio that used to do a Winston Churchill dinner every year on his birthday, 5-course champagne dinner, and he had a certain brand that he drank. I don't
Yeah,
remember
Paul
exactly.
Roger.
Was it Paul Roger?
Boom.
Was it?
I think it was
Yeah.
Paul Roger.
100%. Yep.
100%.
Look at these guys.
Imagine drinking a bottle of Paul Roger every single day. Isn't that like a $250 bottle
Yeah.
of bubbly?
No, not
Yeah,
that. It was
tax-
probably
taxpayers are
$25,
paying for it,
which
yeah.
is about the
Fuck
same.
it.
Yeah, good point. Could you
What's
imagine
the,
if they had Twitter back then? Like Winston Churchill fucking burning a turd like me in my truck, drinking Paul Roger in the fucking bed, tweeting out, "Yeah, fuck you guys. I'm here to take
He
over
would
your
be
country."
like, he would be
We're
like
gonna
the
go
drunken
bomb the
version of Trump.
Nazis.
Can you imagine the drunk tweets he'd send out?
Yeah.
It'd be so well written, but the typos would be legendary. It'd be like
Just-
Nails fucking titling an episode.
It'd be like Dan typing in British.
Yeah. Are you having a stroke?
Yes. Oh my God! Well, this being a Friday, we've all talked a lot all week long. Guys, is there anything that we missed in group text, group chats, group whatever whatever you'll have it? Yes, no, maybe so.
Not that I know of.
Then you know what, Dan? As I check my watch, what time is it?
It's time for the Final Four. This week's Final Four is brought to you by goalieparts.com. Goalieparts.com is here for you, the goalie. It's run and owned by goalies for goalies. It is goalieparts.com's mission to provide you with the tools you need to perform at the highest levels. They carry everything from helmets and cages all the way down to straps and clips. And they don't stop there either, boys. They're always looking for new quality products that will help you play and look your best. Because, Kyle, as you know, you're wearing the best shirt in the world. If you ain't looking good, you ain't playing good, baby. It's the goalieparts.com guarantee that if they won't use it, they won't sell it. So go say hi to our good friend, Dennis, over at goalieparts.com. And that's located inside the Echo Pro Shop in the Darien Sportsplex. And speaking of Dennis, our merch guy, you can go to trustme.itemorders.com and go pick yourself up some Tim Whitty gear. Shirts, hats, beanies. I'm wearing the female version, also known as the safety hat beanie with the little snowball on top. We've got hoodies, we've got jackets, we've got T-shirts, and we have beer holders. So go over to trustme.itemorder.com. Go pick yourself up some Tim Whitty swag. And when you're doing that, open up a new browser and go to goalieparts.com. Go check them out.
Beer what?
Holder.
Oh, okay, I got confused.
Dude, I think Dennis has been super busy. I think the boys are in the heart of hockey season. Kyle and I were talking about this earlier as we've been kind of bugging Dennis, but right, I'm not. I love that Kyle would be the only one that knew any part of when hockey season was. I have no idea. So it's got to be hockey season. So the goalie's got to be in full effect. And my son, though, on the other hand, when it comes to the cross, was talking about getting a custom helmet. And I'm like, I got a guy. We're gonna get that custom helmet going. I go. Right after we get the trust me when I tell you, goalie helmets go in.
We're gonna get the love letter that he sent to Nails, airbrushed on his helmet. Dear Mr. Malloy, you're an idiot.
I mean, what an all-time power
You
move.
are an idiot.
You are an idiot. Yeah, that was.
And it was like IDET too, wasn't it?
Did we talk about that in like season 1, or was that in season 2? Because I feel like we may have talked about that, but what an all-time great.
Awesome. Just awesome.
He must have been.
Expected for us to talk about it.
The way it was written and worded, you would have thought he was on the Winston Churchill diet. That's how awesome it was.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you call a callback right there. Booyah.
Get that guy a Big Mac.
Yeah. Don't even make him dive in the dumpster for it. Oh my God. So what sticks in our crawl? The top 4 things that stick in our crawl is the final 4 for this week. And this is a segment that shout out, roll call, give him some props. Our guy, Chef Kevin, you'll be hearing from him again very shortly. Hashtag foreshadowing. On the program, you know him, you love him. What sticks in your crawl was not on one of his things that he wanted us to bring back, but we're bringing it back because our final 4 this week is the final 4 things that stick in your crawl. Nails. You went last time and brought the fucking house down. Do we want to go reverse snake draft order?
Yeah, sure. We'll go reverse. We'll go reverse order. So I've got an honorable mention, and it just happened to me today too. My bubble team is going to be when you let somebody in and they don't give you the GD courtesy wave for whatever reason, infuriates me because nobody ever lets me in. I feel like this again. Karma's coming back to my final 4 last week, but yeah. The no courtesy wave. You guys hate you guys give the courtesy wave?
Merging in traffic, right? Not walking through doors, letting people in when you're driving. Is that what you mean?
Well, holding doors. Remember, I always hold the door for somebody who's even 100 feet away just to watch them jog to get through the door.
Yes.
Because I'm a total gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like even if I'm driving down the street and I'm stopped at a stoplight and like I'm in front of a gas station, I see somebody who wants to pull out. Go on. Boogie on, sir. And they're just like, you might as well be giving me the finger. If you're not going to say thanks, you might as well be like, fuck you. That's how I take it. I'm having some serious problem with my hands here, guys.
I don't think that hat's meant to be worn.
That safety hat is not.
It's not. Yeah. Yeah.
It may be non-binary, but it's not friendly with headphones.
Yeah. So that's my bubble team. My number 4. I'm just going to call it out. When people call it fucking soda, when it's actually pop. So who here calls it soda? Raise your hand. That's right. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Me.
So when you open up a can of said liquid.
Hold on, I do now.
Yeah. Now all you guys do. I got another honorable mention too. God damn it, I should have said it. But anyways, it's right along the lines of pop and soda.
You still have the mic, so
yeah. So I've got family that live in Missouri, and they call the thing they drive, they refer to it as, instead of saying, "Hey, that's my car," or "Hey, where's your car at?" They say, "Hey, where's your vehicle?" What vehicle? You look flabbergasted, Huff. Do you guys call it vehicles?
No, it's a car.
I mean,
It is the show me state, in their defense.
I don't work for the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, so fuck no, I don't say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
insane.
it's like a pandemic with these folks. Like when I'm down there, and it's like as soon as I heard it once, I'm like, did you just refer to my car as my vehicle? Like who says that? My mom picked up on it once too. She's like, I don't know why they call it vehicles. I go, I'm not going to say it anyways. But yeah, so calling it a vehicle, not a car. But pop soda. So my argument to pop soda, when you open up a can of that, does it say soda or does it pop open? What does it say? What does it do? Placo, come on.
Depends how drunk I am.
It says
Have you been
pop.
sitting on this bit for a while with the pop and soda thing?
So the people in my family in Missouri, that's where I first found out people called it soda. And I was like, the hell is soda? And that's where I came up
the
with
first
the
time
argument.
you ever played Mike Tyson's Punch Out and you boxed that guy, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like it made no sense to you at all.
I am who I am. I am who I am.
You are.
It's pop.
Nails.
But like
It's pop, not soda.
What about that stuff that you mix with vodka sometimes, but it's not still? It has bubbles in it, but it has zero flavor. What do you call that?
Pop Stream. We just bought one.
Seltzer. I call it LaCroix. Are you asking me to call it soda pop?
I'm just curious. Like out of the gun at the VFW hall, is that called
Yes, that's club soda. That's club soda. It's not soda. It's club soda.
Because you're in a it's fancy because you're in a club.
Yeah, it's because you're at
I've
the
never
Amvets.
I've never once ordered
Amvet soda.
So okay, so here I'm proving my argument right now. When I'm not drinking, remember last time we were in Seattle and I got made fun of for getting a club soda with a lemon and lime. I didn't ask for a soda with a lemon and lime. I asked for a club soda because that's a completely different entity. And Wash, you and I feel like are going to bang heads on my number 3 here too, just because you're a smartass. Actually, probably all three of you guys are.
I was just going to say I'm not banging heads intentionally. I'm just doing it to be a contrarian because that's what happens. In the
Yes, I
Final
know,
Four.
and I guarantee. When I was thinking of this, I was like, I was shoveling the driveway thinking of this Final Four. When this one popped up, I go, I'm going to give my argument, and I guarantee you, Washer is going to have X, Y, and Z. So my number 3 is why are we calling toast when it's bread? Like, what other food changes its name when we cook it a second time, right? So bread, it's cooked, and then we put it in the toaster, and now all of a sudden it's not bread anymore, it's toast. So my example would be when you buy a steak, it's a steak, you cook it, what are you eating? A steak. What other foods out here are we changing the names when we cook it?
What's the most well-known Italian meal that all of us eat?
Baked ziti.
Pizza.
Spaghetti.
Okay. Yes. When you're cooking the noodles, what are you putting into the boiling water?
Spaghetti.
Oh, pasta.
In the water.
Spaghetti.
Exactly. And then when it comes out and you serve it, hey, here's your pasta's ready, guys. Pasta. You ordered the pasta, right? Red sauce.
Who's
Pasta and
that
meatballs?
classy? First of all, who is that classy? Hey, we're gonna make some pasta tonight. No, you're making spaghetti. You're making spaghetti.
Yes.
And I thought for sure.
Did you say I'm putting the spaghetti in the oil?
Yes. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because
say that.
yes, you do.
100%.
Because
yes.
Putting the
you do.
spaghetti in here.
Because on the box,
There's a
you're not
burger.
buying pasta. You're buying spaghetti. You're buying spaghetti.
The
Same
box
thing
has
with like.
nothing to do with it.
Angel hair-
Clearly, you
angel
don't
hair
live with
spaghetti
my
here.
kids who, if we make rigatoni or penne or ziti or anything else that isn't spaghetti, they won't eat it because they don't like how it tastes. Even though it's the same exact thing, just in a different shape. My kids, specifically my youngest child, will only eat spaghetti, in her words. I want spaghetti. I want spaghetti with garlic. That's all she wants to do. She will not eat rigatoni. She won't eat ravioli. She won't eat any of the other pastas in any shape or form. So when I say pasta, she's going to turn her nose up and walk away unless I say, here's your spaghetti.
I'm so glad you brought this up, Placo, because there's a perfect example of what you were looking for, Nils, and it is a something that kids love to eat. So you take that same bread, and instead of putting it in a toaster, you cover it with butter, you put a crap single in the middle, and stick it on a frying pan. What is that
Grilled
called?
bread. Duh, grilled bread. Duh.
That's a grilled cheese.
Oh, so should we just call it a cheese sandwich?
No.
Well, no, because that's hey, you
Because
know
we
what?
grilled it.
You know,
Right?
I was about to come at you, and I think I agree with you on that. I think I
And then
might
let's
agree
go
with you
again.
on that.
Let's look at another thing kids like. Tacos. What do you call that thing before you make it into either the V and deep fry it or a quesadilla, your favorite? What do you actually call that flatbread, if you will, before we make something out of it?
See, now of all the goddamn examples I was thinking of, these aren't. I thought for sure you were going to go sushi. I thought for sure you were going to go sushi,
I got to speak your language, brother.
and you are. You are. But again, still, I don't understand why we're calling it toast. Because you're really cooking toast a second time, though. Because the bread's already cooked.
So I don't want you to use the term quesadilla ever again. I want you to say grilled or sauteed, folded over tortilla stuffed with chicken and cheese. Deal?
So
Technically, the bread isn't cooked; it's baked. It's baked, and then when it goes in the toaster, it is toasted.
So you are right. I said cooked because it's already been prepared, if you will, right? But again, you're cooking it a second time. But to your point, Washer, let's find a different name. I won't use quesadilla anymore. If you can find me a good name, I'm in. My number 2. when people come to your fucking like office.
I'm done with this argument. I lost it now.
Well, sales 101, you know, figure out what the objection is going to be and have a side argument. He comes at the quesadillas, fucking guy.
Once they say yes, just move on.
It still pisses me off. All right,
Jumping
so
tracks.
number two, like when you're in your office or you're at home and somebody comes to your door and they knock on your door while simultaneously saying knock knock. It's like, all right, pick one, asshole. Either knock on the door. I can hear both of them. Why are you saying knock knock and knocking on the door? Pick one. You ever wonder that? Because people do that all the time, and that like really just bugs me.
Maybe
I don't understand why you're doing both. Like, huh?
You're the best.
What do you say, Placo?
Maybe they have a sweet joke locked and loaded. Maybe they're fishing for the who's there, and they can go down that rabbit hole. And
Yeah, then just say knock knock like every knock knock joke. Like when you say a knock knock joke, do you go knock knock? No, you just say knock knock. I don't understand why people do both of them. I think it's really weird. And again, in the office thing, they do it when the door's open. Just walk in, say, hey, you got a minute? Don't knock on the door and say knock knock. That's my number two. My number one has a little bit of a story attached to it, as you guys would think, and this just happened to me this week too, and it happened a couple years ago.
Wait.
I think you guys are.
We need the story time with Danimal sound effects.
I haven't downloaded it on the app. My bad, guys. I apologize.
We
had it
established
last time.
week. Hashtag
No, we
improv.
didn't.
It wasn't it's the new one.
Oh yeah, this one. The one I got. So
It is now.
my number one is when you are snow blowing your driveway or shoveling your driveway, and then like you snow blow or shovel your neighbor's driveway, and then they open up their garage while you're doing it, and then you continue to do it, and they don't say thank you, and then like the next day they see you and they still don't thank. And I'm not doing it for the thank you, right? But over the weekend we got about 6 inches of snow, and I pulled out the green machine and I did mine. I always do my neighbors, they're like elderly and stuff. Did sidewalks, did theirs. I did another guy's, and as I'm doing my new neighbors, Gustavo and Ruby, they got like a truck and a Jaguar in their driveway, right? So I'm like doing theirs. Their driveway opens up, or the garage opens up, and then I start doing my sidewalk back to my house, and they're out there, and I look over at them. They're looking at me, nothing, right? I'm like, all right, whatever. Not that I'm saying I'm not going to do that ever again. But then today we got like 1.5 inches of snow, and I'm just shoveling, and he sees me, and he's shoveling, looks right at me, and he goes, hey, thanks for doing my driveway the other day. Don't even worry about it. And this is as he's shoveling his sidewalk towards my house. And what does this guy do? Stops right at the property line. Stops right at the property line. I go, you dirty son of a bitch.
Hey,
I just did your whole driveway, which brings me to another story. This happened years
How
ago.
long have these neighbors been neighbors? When did they move in?
No, maybe 6 months, 7 months.
Is this the BBC house?
Mm-mm. No. These are my very new next door neighbors. They're my next door neighbors. Yeah. So going back to this, so like another thing is, my thing, this is almost kind of two stories, but I put on Facebook on Monday. I dropped Duke off at school. I was driving back around like the kind of
your
school
Starbucks
property. I saw like
thing?
6, huh? What?
Sorry.
I saw like 6 women shoveling their driveways by hand and sidewalks. So I put on Facebook. I'm like, Placo, you probably saw it. I'm like, I can't. I'm amazed by the amount of women that are shoveling their driveways. Like, what are we doing here, men? And like one guy's like, single moms, dude. I go, yeah. And I'm sure their neighbors know about this too. And then like I woke up on the wrong side of this fucking tweet. Like a lot of women were like, I love doing this. Why can't a woman do that? I'm like, listen, all I'm saying is if I could find like a woman who could tolerate me long enough to like even live with me, she'd never be shoveling.
Dishes and food to be cooked.
Yeah, right. One guy's like equal rights. They're in the kitchen doing what they would need to be doing. But I wanted to tell this story about
Bobby, are you with me?
They're in the kitchen making my crispy bread.
Yeah. The folded over
Crisping up
sandwiches
my
in the
bread.
pan. Yeah. So this one time I was snow blowing like all these driveways, right? It's like we had a real bad storm probably 3 years ago. And the old block captain, you guys remember me talking about the old block captain, right? The old lady. She always has like this kid that does her driveway. So I was doing like mine, 3 neighbors, people across the street, and I even did Ken's. And then on my way back, this kid came out, and Ken sends me like this picture from like a week later. This old lady wrote an editorial on me. She goes, "What happened to real men? We have an able-bodied man who's snow blowing everybody else's driveway. I'm 85 years old. I'm on oxygen, and he can't do my driveway. I've got to pay somebody." And I was like, holy shit. So that's all culmination of why that is my number one.
Your ass, dude.
She did. She did. She did. Ken was
Awesome.
like, Ken was like, dude, she blew you up. Look at this article. I'm like, this fucking bitch. I can't believe this. So that's my number one.
You were awesome.
Not paying it forward or saying thank you when your neighbors are helping you out with snow blowing. God damn it.
In your defense, if she's on oxygen, she's probably not driving. So what's she need to drive a snowblower for?
I mean, Wash, you're bringing up all these great
big
points
deal.
on this. I mean, you're nailing this episode today. You're nailing it.
Next time, leave the driveway full of snow and just bring her mail, you dickhead. Okay? And you won't have to worry about articles.
Who's next?
See what happens when you push this
I'm
back a
not
half
pissed off.
hour and we get to drink gin for another half hour before we get started?
Yep. Kyle goes you, then me, then Flacco. Flacco's going to give us Mr. Brightside at the end of it. That's why.
Also, I'm next.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So I got to start with bubble teams because that's how I roll, right? I got 2. First one is the GPS/direction conversation. This drives me fucking nuts, right?
Thank you.
Insert person in the shotgun seat. Hey, where are we going? Oh, we're going to Matt's house. Okay, cool. Punch it in the GPS and let's see how we get there. Then halfway through, are we turning left here? I feel like we should turn left here. Okay, do you want to tell me which way to drive, or should we follow the GPS? Because we don't need to fucking do both, right? That irritates the ever-living shit out of me. And we may have been on the West Coast for a work trip at one point, and Hoffman, you'll know who this person is, wanted to tell me where to drive everywhere. It's fantastic. It just irritated the absolute shit out of me. So that's why it's a bubble team. The second bubble team is the assholes who walk into a liquor store and go, "Hey, you guys got any Blantons?" And then when they're, of course, told no, they fucking turn around and buy nothing. They don't buy a bottle of water. They don't buy a bottle of Larceny or a bottle of hard seltzer. Nothing. There's $300,000 worth of booze sitting in this liquor store, and this big dumb animal can't buy a fucking Snickers bar, right? That stuff irritates the shit out of me. Good. I'm glad you like Blantons.
I don't disagree with you. I would say that's a bit of a power move too. No? Fuck you. I'm
Is it
out of
okay
here.
if hold on.
I feel like you're trying to get me back, so I can't agree with you.
No, I agree with you.
Is it
I agree
okay-
with you.
Is it okay if I do that to about 9 stores tomorrow if they don't have Martell?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, even better would be at a bar. Do you have Martell? No. All right. Bye.
No, I don't
2
want your fucking
points.
chip. I'm leaving.
2 points on that. Just for the peanut gallery. I disagree. I think that is a fantastic move, and I love it when other people do it because that leaves all of the other good bourbons for me to drift through and grab and keep searching for your Blantons. I'll drink all this other stuff that is delicious. And secondly, I kind of did the same thing at no free ads, but a certain pizza shop from your hometown, Warsher, that advertises
Ready's.
hot and ready. Then I walked in yesterday because the kids just wanted something quick and said, "Hey, what do you have hot and ready?" And they said, nothing. It's going to be about 20 minutes. And I said, "Okay,
You mean you
deuces,
says?
I'm out.
You says.
See ya." And I got angry and I stormed out of there. And it really stuck in my craw that they false advertised hot and ready. And I went home, and what did I do? Jumped on the app and I ordered it. Said, went back and picked it up about half an hour later. Brought it back because that's what the kids wanted.
Like liar. I'm going to kick and scream and I'm going to do nothing about it.
Now that we've gone nowhere, let me start with number 4. Number 4 is the toilet paper roll complex. It's you finish the rest of the toilet paper and you do one of two things. Either number 1, you don't replace it. You put it on top of the empty cardboard roll, or you replace it and you put it in the wrong direction. So the shit paper is facing the wall and not the shitter, right? Those things irritate the shit out of me.
And
Now,
I think you know, there's a patent on that. Did you know that?
Patent on what?
How the toilet paper is supposed to roll?
The toilet paper roll patent says the paper should be facing outwards towards the wall. So you pull the paper down over the top. That's how the patent says it, yeah. So, Washer, if you were wrong, we'd argue.
Yeah, Wash, you just gave detail on why. Explain that, unpack that for a second to me.
Because the end of the roll faces the shitter, right? So if you're going to go grab something, it's like the ticket thing at the deli that says take a ticket when it's your turn. That doesn't fucking face the employees, it faces the people, the person who's going to use it. So what do? You face the wall or you face the person who's taking a dump, right?
So I feel like that explanation would clear up a lot of this.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
easy on us.
So simple. Again, I completely agree with you, but the argument has never been explained so simply as you just explained it.
But it's funny because
I learned it, the way that it was explained to me, it wasn't even really explained, but I saw, I don't remember when or where, but it was back to TikTok, before TikToks and Vines. I saw a video somewhere of somebody basically posting, this is why you go over the top instead of out from under. And they pulled it out from under. And as they did, there was a wolf spider about this big on the back end of that toilet paper roll that came out that they didn't see until they had it basically in their hand because of the toilet paper.
That's that's a good reason too.
Nightmares for about a month, and so now it goes up and over because I can see what's coming at me. Just
fucking
in case.
Scorpions, dude.
Scorpions.
That shit?
I don't need those near my butthole.
Holy cow!
That's why you need a Tushy bidet.
Defense or not?
Yeah, no kidding. Your taint already burns bad enough.
Hot snakes.
All right, fake.
So
bread boy,
back to
that's a way better fucking crawl than scorpion up the bunghole than you and your bread and toast thing there, guy.
Back to Hoffman's call out earlier about how this always circles back to social media. I saw somebody's random post. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was a picture of the empty toilet paper roll with the fresh one on top.
That's Duke's move. That's fucking Duke to a T right there.
But this caption is awesome, and it said, "Sending this to my divorce lawyer. He's keeping score."
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one.
Even better.
I'll do you one better, only because I got in a screaming match with my middle child about 3 minutes before he came on the air because I walked in to the downstairs bathroom where she had yelled up, "We need toilet paper down here." So I gave my other child a 6-pack, take down there. I go back down into that bathroom. She had taken a roll out. It was sitting on the sink, and the other 5 were still in the package, just sitting in the middle of the bathroom floor.
Another Duke move.
I walk back out and go, "Get over here!" And I made her grab it and put it back into. I go, "You're better than this. Put it in the cabinet. You don't leave this stuff out.
You're better than this."
What do you think you are, Winston Churchill?
Yeah.
Right. Give me my third cigar and fucking
Jesus, yeah. How many bottles of champagne have you had today?
Not enough. Not as many as I'm going to.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. Nails, I love that you had some good ones. Your fucking boy here. All right, let's go watch what else you got.
Okay, the next one
Crushing it.
is when somebody's on their phone while they're checking out at a grocery store or anywhere else, right? Like at the register on their phone. Oh, yeah. I don't care if you have fucking earbuds in or whatever else. You're a fucking douchebag.
I love how that fucking 6-minute crawl too. But even if I'm behind them, it's not affecting me at all. But it still fucking just pisses me off.
I have to try so hard not to like tap on their shoulder and be like, "Hey, they can't hear you. They can't hear you." Just irritates the shit.
I think I do it to every one of you guys at least once a month. So
Oh yeah.
I feel you, boys.
Well, if you do that to me once a month, and the number of times I take a leak while I'm on the phone with you is north of that. Let's put it that way.
I already told you, just hit that mute button when we're fucking bloviating, and it's fine.
Toilet time.
Yeah, amen. Number 2, driving slow in the left lane. And I think this goes back to Malloy's thing with the thank you, the hand move, right? It's really just about courtesy and like being aware of those around you.
Yep.
It's like somebody's Mrs. Susie Homemaker at church, and then all of a sudden driving home, she's not saying thank you to Malloy when he lets you out, and then when we get on the highway, she's in front of me going 55. I'm hitting my flashers at her like a gentleman to get her out of the way, and she still won't move over. It just
Like a
irritates the shit out of
gentleman.
me, right? If every road ran like the Autobahn, it would be better. You know what I mean? There's a reason why there's more than one lane on a fucking highway. If the person
tell you
behind
what.
you's moving faster than you, I don't care how fast you're going, move the fuck over so they can go past you and then go back to whatever lane you want to be at.
Don't ever drive on 65 in Indiana. Everybody drives in the left-hand lane at 60 miles an hour. It's the worst road in America.
Dude.
As a rule, do you guys, and this isn't on my list, but it just sort of popped into my head because it does stick in my craw, passing people on the right on the highway. Are you animals who just roll over and pass people however
Fuck yeah, I do.
haphazardly?
Yeah, it's fucking power
you
move.
pass them?
That's not only do I do that, not only do I do that, not
You're
only
such a
do I
liar.
do
You
that.
drive like a grandma.
No. This is saying something.
Not
This
the
is saying
football,
something,
the fucking
Washer.
head shake.
When I'm driving on the right-hand side, passing somebody, I do one of these too. And I mean mug them as I'm passing them. Like, you're in the wrong lane.
You can't not do it, right?
Do the
You
head
have
shake
to
as
mean
well.
mug 'em.
Fucking
And
head
usually
shake.
a lot of
For
it,
sure.
and when I'm looking at him, I'm saying, "What the fuck are you doing? Learn how to fucking drive." I would never mouth that to somebody because my luck when I did that, it'd be fucking Rory
Dude,
Markham.
the road rage fucking deaths lately. Let's take the fucking tone down on the road rage. But yes. Get out of the left lane, fucking Flacco, when you're pointing out the fucking Phoenix sign on the goddamn mountain.
Oh boy, if you're driving slow in the left lane, I'm assuming you're throwing up and the passenger's driving for you, right? If that's the case, no problem at all. Any other
Fair
situation, not acceptable. Right?
Fair assumption.
Just say it, all right?
Once again, that's why this guy lands a plane. That's why he's silent.
In that case, I get it.
Thank you.
And for my number one, and I may have made this my number one just because it's got a fantastic story with it, but it is, and Malloy will love this because agreed, it is totally a power move also, but it is farting in a crowded public place, a la an airplane, or my favorite, church, right? So this is a story that I have for
can't
you
tell
guys.
which way you're going on this. Like, you like it or you don't like it.
It just irritates the shit. I mean, like, everybody's got a chance that you got to kind of let one, loosen up a little bit. You got some pressure building, cabin pressure's bothering you in the airplane. You got to let a little bit out. But you know what?
Do you guys suck it in ever? Like, and do that where it fucking goes back up in you? Do you do that move?
I'm gonna need a diagram on that one.
No, like, instead of letting it go, like, you're holding it in so fucking tight, and it just, like, kind of goes back up into your stomach. You're like, oh my god, I shouldn't have done that. Like, not letting the fart go. No.
That's why you fly first class, because you're worth it. No, but so the story that I have with this is back when I went to church. So when I was about 15 years old, 'cause it's been a long time, right? We always had, as good Catholics do,
Changed, Kyle.
it-
Lots
it-
changed.
important things, which was it was more important that your neighbors saw you at church than the fact that you're actually going to church. The other part of it was you had to go to a specific pew because it might as well be reserved so that all the neighbors know to look. Oh, the left side, 13th pew, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the aisle. That's where the washers sit. So if it's empty, we know they're not here. So we'll reach out to them and see what's going on, right? Because that's a lot more important than the message if you really believe in faith, right? Yeah. Anyway,
Nobody's listening to what's going on. I totally agree.
agreed. I mean, I did it for the wine and the bread, but whatever. Where to get me?
Look at my neighbor's wife. But
And then you got on keto, and then you were like, now I have no use for this thing.
You haven't lived until you've had the until you've had the Eucharist and the wine, and then on your way back to the pew, thought in your head as you're gargling it, I wonder what varietal this is. Just saying. So anyway, we had this
Taj,
seat.
obviously.
No, this actually came from the inside of a dumpster. It doesn't just taste like that.
Dumpster Yon Blanc.
we had, like our reservation pew, and for a long time there was elderly couple in front of us, and you'll never forget it because it was a super tall guy and his super short wife, and she dressed like Cardi B. Like she was always looking sweet, right? Like she had
Always looking sweet.
She would have an
Girl, you're looking sweet.
She would have an entire
rings of the boys thing.
she would have an entire bright yellow ensemble, from her dress to her purse to her shoes to her nails and all that stuff. I mean, it was hilarious. She's like the OG, right? Like if she was a dude, she'd have a cane and a fucking top hat. Like she was that much on spot, right?
The Coach Greg of the females.
My favorite part is, what is the important part of a Catholic mass? That is when you walk around and do the peace be with you, right? Yeah, that's where you go around and share the handshake with everybody. Well, this was her power move, was she would grab your hand with two hands and then shake you like she was having a stroke, right? And not only would
damn right.
Not only would she do that, but that would make that fleck in her voice too. So she would go, "Peace be with you," right? So that was her. Now with him, he got a nickname, and we called him Mr. Farts a Lot, right? And
I'm sorry,
he got
mispronounced beep.
yeah, Mr. Beeps a lot. So he got that nickname because not only would he fart in church every single fucking week, but he would do this, right? Let me set down my mic. He'd sit down, and when it was time to fart, he would do one of these, like you're about to tell a off-color joke. And then sure enough, right? And then after, again, yeah. Then he'd check his 6, but he wouldn't just check it like he did the last time, because that would just be too pedestrian. He would always have like the neck itch, or like, like you got to wipe your brow. So it'd be like after the fart, it would, instead of just looking over his shoulder, he'd be like this. And definitely just check it to see who noticed that he farted.
I love this guy checking to make sure the coast is clear, seeing the coast is not clear, and then farting. Again, power move.
The coast is never clear.
My favorite part about this is, nobody's changing lanes in the middle of mass, right? The fucking guys who were sitting there 20 minutes ago, they're still there, right? So while you're checking, I don't know, just fucking let it fly, right?
Oh, the washers, I think.
Peace be with you.
Can we agree that there's no more appropriate place for this guy to be sitting in the pew?
I think that's where the name came from, truly.
Yes.
Amen.
And a woman.
And that's my final 4.
Phenomenal. Oh, speaking of awesome names, Mr. Fartsman, I saw on Fox News today somebody's being interviewed. This lady's last name was it was on Tunnels for Towers. That's what it was. It was Tunnels for Towers. This lady's last name was Slutsman.
Speaking of last names,
she married into that name.
Well,
fucking Slutsman.
Poor
girl.
When you know, you know. Oh, God,
CMH.
The church stuff brings me back. But all right, to keep the potty talk rolling for my final 4, I think all these I've complained about on the podcast. So for those of you that are new listeners, welcome back to the program. What's 6 in my crawl? Number 4, not flushing a toilet. So, and it really gets back to the assholes that started this whole hand fucking, operated getting stuff going. And I get why it started. I'm not dumb. I know that people, how many times did when we were growing up or worked in restaurants and bars, dude, walk in the bathroom and the fucking faucets are all on. You're like, good one. Wet Bandits must have been here. Good one. But like, I get why the waving thing's not there. And a guy, but the fucking, the automatic toilet flushing. So like for everybody that doesn't live in a fucking public restroom or at Kyle's church or wherever else, you got to flush the fucking toilet. I cannot fucking stand it. The fucking non-flush toilet. I don't think it's funny when someone leaves a big dump. Like, yeah, check out my big. It's not funny. Number 4.
There was a movie.
Fucking toilet.
There was a movie. I forgot what movie it was. When these people come into the house and like it was a real awkward situation, and the dad's like, "Oh, we only flush number 2s." You know what movie I'm talking about?
No.
I do.
Is it a Meet the Parents? I feel like it's one of those, isn't it?
It was something like that. But when you said that, it made me think of this movie. And the dad was like, "We don't flush number 2s." When you see something like that, does that bug you too? Even though it's not your own toilet?
Just the non-flushing. It's like, dude, like
it's weird. I agree. It's weird.
I don't like it at all.
You're not if
Kids,
it's yellow,
adults.
let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down type guy.
If it's pink, let it stink. If it's green, let it steam. No, none of that shit. Fuck that. Like,
What are you guys
whatever
eating
color
anyway?
you're fucking.
If it
pissing
beeps,
and
let it
pooping,
creep.
Get it the fuck out. It's built for a fucking reason. Like, we don't live in a urinal. Let's go. Flush the fucking toilets.
You ever take a dump
Number
in a
3.
urinal?
Number 3. And yeah, right.
No.
No, seriously, I haven't.
You guys have heard me complain about this, and this comes from bad parenting, and I'm going to go to my own household here. The fucking kids just always interrupting. Everyone in my house thinks what they have to say is more important than anything else anybody else is doing. The fucking interrupting. And by the way, I do it too, so it's fucking.
I was just say it's like sounds like it's
fucking
hereditary.
Yeah.
Learn behavior.
Yeah, and
Do as I say, not as I do.
and as I look
They
in
do
the
great
mirror
in this
and fucking-
podcast.
What's great is we
Yes.
keep interrupting him as he's talking.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for you to stop talking. I was gonna start talking.
Don't you love that?
I love you guys. But the
So
thing
then I
is,
says to
I'm
the guy,
I'm the fucking worst of it, though. I'm the fucking worst of it all.
"Everybody, listen to me right now."
Yeah. And well, I'm the biggest fucking blowhard bloviator of them all, and I'm always talking shit about something I'm fucking doing wrong, and the interrupting thing is it's
Stop right
crazy,
there.
and I'm-
You're not a blowhard. You're a turd
Yeah.
ball.
You
Okay.
are a turd ball,
You're a
Sergeant
fucking
Turdball.
turd ball. You are not a blowhard. Okay, so look in the mirror. Say it to us. I am a.
Hello, my name is Chris,
And I'm a.
and I'm a turd ball.
I am
Hi,
not
Chris.
a
I am not a
blowhard.
blowhard.
Okay, and the crowd said, "Hi, Chris."
Hi, Chris.
All right, so this one time at band camp, the interrupting thing, and story time's the animal noise. Yeah, dude. And by the way, the thing it sticks in my crawl because it's my fucking fault, and I see it happen around me, and I'm like, this is all my fault. All right, number 2. This is going to be very, very pertinent to what's going on in the world right now. The fucking COVID experts. I live with 3 of them that are just, I must have missed paying for them all to go to fucking medical school because they all know more than everyone in the world about what's going on. And you know what? My whole family, like my family, my side, my wife's side, they're all experts. They all went to fucking medical school while I blinked, I guess, because they know everything there is to know about COVID the whole fucking time. Right?
They were at medical
It's-
school from 2:01 a.m. until probably 6:30, 7 o'clock a.m. That's when they were doing their medical school training.
And God
Seriously.
love them because, you can't get COVID twice until you do.
Yeah, but guys, seriously, in their defense, Hoffman is Yiddish for Fauci, isn't it?
I don't even care about Fauci. Like, that dude can just be wrong. Like, he's been the most wrong motherfucker in the world.
I don't even care about
But
that guy.
But my family is so fucking sure. Every one of them, and they all have their fucking superstitious native bullshit that, like, well, you know, you used to say that you wouldn't get the flu vaccine because you only get the flu when you got it. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm dumb. Like, don't listen to me.
Again, do as I say, not as I do.
Well, you know, if you get the vaccine, that's going to give you heart problems. Well, probably the fact that I'm so overweight and eat like shit is why I'm going to have heart problems, or my fucking genes. Why I'm never going to look like Greg Weir is why I'm going to have heart problems. Not a fucking vaccine. Well,
I need 180-day hard.
Well, you know, the fact that you got to get 9 more vaccines because, like, you know, but shut up. Nobody knows. Shut the fuck up. Where's China in this, motherfuckers? Where is
You
China?
mean
Why does
China?
anyone want
China.
to visit China. So
Standing
we know
number
where
one,
they are
fucking
in here.
China sticks in my goddamn crawl. Fuck.
Sit at the border. Sit at the border.
No, I'm just kidding. That doesn't even stick in my crawl as much as this number one. Not even close. Not even. China can't even fucking hold a candle to my number one.
You should have
Bubble
just
team?
done 3 bubble teams and then done this one as your final 4.
I just
Dave
put it
Matthews
all in
Band.
one. No, it's one. And you guys know what it is.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I talked about Winston Churchill for a reason. The greatest human beings of all time, like Winston Churchill and myself, what sticks in my crawl, people that wake up early and tell you all about it. Fuck you people. I don't care. It's great. You got an alarm clock. You fucking heroes. Waking up early. Can I get the applause, Dan, for fucking everyone that wakes up early? You're fucking amazing human beings. You don't do shit. You don't hold a candle to what I do in a day, and I sleep fucking 4 hours more than you. And I lie about staying up late, stay up drinking. But guess what? Fuck you, heroes that get up early. I don't care. Losers. I sleep.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go fuck off. I'll be over here fucking off.
503. Go fuck off, Dan.
What do you even do at 503? What do you even do? I don't understand. What are you doing at 503?
But Placco, besides that, I really have no thoughts.
Fucking you fucks waking up early.
You fucking heroes.
You fucking heroes. No, seriously, I want to know, what are you doing at that time in the morning?
No one's jerking off that early. Like, you're not doing
I didn't watch my buddies die face down in the muck.
They didn't want to get up early either. They're fucking dead. Just so you can get up early. Fucking heroes. Flacco. We're right at 1 hour right now, so.
And by 1 hour, I mean 1 hour and 19 minutes.
I love you.
I'm going to go ahead and give a bubble team before going with my number 4 because I feel like we shouldn't keep bagging on Dan. My bubble team at the moment is, and I think you guys all know this. Anyone that watched the feed in the fall, poop on my turf. When my dogs poop on the turf, it drives me crazy. We got lots of rocks. We got trees back there. I pay good money for this turf. Just take 2 feet more over to the side. Poop in the rocks. Don't poop on my turf. It drives me crazy.
On behalf of the dogs, though, you're not happy about them pooping the rocks either, dude.
Well,
You're
no, I'm not happy about
thrilled
pooping at all.
You are thrilled about making fights to pick it up, which is total fucking power. Dude.
Yeah, and stick up for the dogs too that you've trained them to poop in grass the last 10 years because your dumbass moved to the desert and put fake grass in. Now they can't poop there. Like,
And two,
I've been doing this
you
for
were
10
pulling
years.
your
Why the fuck am I getting my ass kicked?
Seriously. You guys are animals.
My new move is going to be, now that I know that it's possible from Hoffman, how he is able to move his farts back up into his esophagus. I'm going to have the dogs move their poop back up into there. He can go spit it somewhere.
So
That
what
way
I
they
do
don't
is I
have to
take the
poop on my
fart and
turf.
I move it back up into my mouth, and then I burp it out.
is it still called a fart if you burp it out, or is it toast?
So my buddy John, who we stole the Christmas presents with, One time he burped, and I go, "Oh my god, you farted!" He goes, "No, I burped." Why? I'm like, "Oh Jesus Christ, man!"
Step 1, sit 2 rows back from the washer. Step 2, sit next to a redhead. Step 3, suck them back in. If I've been super offensive this whole entire episode,
You mean
can we get back to the Chinese?
check and make sure the coast is clear?
Can we back to the
That's my bubble tea. My number 4, and Nails, this is not pointed at you, but take it
There
as
you
you
go.
will. Poor grammar on text messages and emails. The blatant misspellings, the not knowing how to say there, and there, or your and your, and it's just lazy. We all learn this stuff in school, and I am not an English teacher, nor do I expect anybody else to be, but I know the difference between the synonyms that are there, and there.
Hey, White Hen, this is not right at you. This is at all of us.
Hey Hoffman, wasn't you that used to have the signature on your text or your email from work that said, please excuse my typos? No offense, but
What is
No
Timwitty?
offense, but I don't care to look over what I just typed out already. I'm just going to type it and send.
I didn't read your email. I didn't read my response.
But my
Sticks in my
favorite
craw,
response from
douchebag.
Placo is when you mess up on a text message is, "Are you having a stroke?"
There are a handful of times, Danny, when I'm reading, I'm trying to translate. I'm trying to work through what exactly it is you're trying to say.
Well, half
And
the
I
time
know
I'm
that-
driving. Again,
And I prefer you not text or puke on yourself.
full transparency, that's why I've moved to FaceTiming, because my punctuation when I FaceTime.
yeah.
is
Now we're
way
gonna
better.
blame it on FaceTiming. Yeah, now we're gonna blame it on FaceTiming.
You guys figure out how I spelled this.
Tight 60-minute episode. Fucking love us.
Number 3.
It's my favorite podcast.
Nothing makes me angrier when I'm trying to leave the house than the car keys not being where the car keys are supposed to be. And I say
That's
this
a good one.
directed strictly at the Diesel and the kids if they ever have to grab something. When we moved into the house and started hanging pictures, hanging this, we hung a mirror next to the garage door that has hooks on it. And we all talked about it and agreed this is where the car keys go, on this hook. And I think I am the only one in my house that when they walk in, even if it's in the front door, not in the door where the mirror is, you walk around, you hang the keys on the hook so you know where they are. If I had a nickel for every time I was looking through random purses and lunch boxes and coats and on tables trying to find the keys when we're already running late for somewhere that they're not where they're supposed to be, that sticks in my craw and makes me insane as we're trying to get out the door.
Ooh, I hope we're running late 20 years because
Oh.
if you're running late, you're still early as shit too, though, dude.
I love that
You're
though.
never fucking late because you're a fucking great human being.
I love your call out, Placo. And honestly, like outside of asking Laura about the baked potato story, if you ever ask her about the term mise en place, she will headbutt you. Because I've used that term so many times about being able to find things. If I need a hammer, I know exactly where it is. How come you can't find your cell phone, your keys, or anything else that is specifically yours that I would never, ever use? It should be right in that place that you always put it. Needless to say, no say
Never there.
on the mise en place.
Never there. Number 2, 4 words. And Hoffman, you got a taste of my vitriol for this as you were in town when we were driving around. Big, dumb, white trucks out here in Arizona. Everybody, it's like you get your new license, you get your address, you get your t-shirt that says Arizona, and then all these rednecks go out and get these big, dumb, white trucks that they drive like they're Porsches on the highways weaving in and out of traffic, owning the roads, owning the parking spots. It's just these big dumb white trucks are everywhere, and it's like nails on a chalkboard. Every time I see one at a stoplight, I go, this guy's going to do something stupid. And sure enough, he does. They don't know how to zipper into, merging with lanes. They don't know how to do anything. It's the road is their road, and just stay out of their way. I hate those guys.
So why white? Is it because the color doesn't fade in the desert?
That's exactly why it is.
And are these trucks
there
lifted?
There are more white cars out here and white trucks than anything else. Because
That's fucking racist as I've ever heard.
You're not wrong.
It is. Dude, your white truck vitriol was awesome because like you've laid some subtle things on here about drinking Monster and getting in your big dumb white truck, and I'm like, that's a funny thing, but hearing it firsthand and seeing it, I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like,
Well, they're obviously blue collar guys that are working hard that make a
yeah,
zillion
'cause
dollars.
You know what every
love milk
fucking
bats.
Ford F-150 driver is doing at fucking 3:00. They've already punched out, right? And they're fucking ripping ass on the fucking, what is it, the 220? What's the one with all, yeah.
The 202.
The 202. Okay.
My number one. Nothing angers me at my wife and my children because all three of them or all four of them combined are equally guilty about this. But in the desert right now, it is absolutely picture perfect from a weather standpoint. It was a high of 68 degrees today. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful. Want to open the windows, some fresh air in. It's wonderful, except for the fact that my three children and my wife have no volume control, and all they do is scream at each other like a bunch of psychopaths. And as soon as one starts, everybody else jumps in, and all I think is these houses are built on top of each other. Every single one of our neighbors have to think that we are like that house from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it's just a bunch of rejects living in there trying to kill each other. They're going to run around and close the windows while they're fighting. Just how the volume of voices and the screaming and yelling at each other with the windows open so the entire neighborhood thinks that we are lunatics, that sticks in my craw more than anything else these days. I don't know how loud your families are, but it is an issue over here.
Yes, you do. At least one family specifically, lately. How loud?
And you've never made me feel better about myself in my entire life. That's why you go last. That's why you're the fucking best. Most of my scars are on the inside. Awesome.
Hoff, did you have one other thing you wanted to talk about?
No, I don't. I'm good. I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Say
It's
that
so
for the
funny. I didn't even
Patreon.
build a list, and then I had fucking 20 hours shockingly as we sat through here. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to try to be a better person. When you guys hear this, I'm going to be exercising, working on my mental health, and you're working things out with the Tim Whitty crew off air. I'm not going to voice my negative opinions on it on air anymore, Kyle.
And good news, we're at an hour and 28 minutes. Streamlining this thing. Streamlining it.
Dude, tight out.
We trimmed all of the fat off of it.
Yeah, half hour. Yeah, 22 minutes. Whatever.
This podcast is only going to be the final four moving forward. That's all we can
Yeah.
do. Damn it. Wash. So you're wearing the Freddie the Pizza Man shirt. We haven't even given Freddie a roll call at all this episode. So when you were in there, how much merch did you buy?
I bought 2 shirts. I'm wearing one. There's another one for a special someone.
Next question.
That's it. That's all we got. All right. Wash. Did we miss anything?
I got nothing.
Placco.
Washer stole my line.
I love you. Danny.
Stay dangerous.